Near Kaithal, the dust is rising. Not the dust of victory, not the dust of a royal procession. This is the dust of a broken army, of horses dragging tired feet, of men looking over their shoulders, wondering if loyalty is still worth dying for. At the center of it all rides Razia. Once, Delhi had bowed before her. Once, her name was spoken in the court as Sultan, not queen, not consort, not someone's daughter waiting behind a curtain. Sultan, but now the road behind her is filled with silence. The soldiers who promised to fight are disappearing. The nobles who once bent their heads have chosen another ruler, and Delhi, the city she tried to command with courage, has closed its gates against her. Ahead of her is uncertainty, capture, betrayal, maybe death. And still, Razia does not look like a woman defeated by weakness. She looks like a ruler being crushed by a world that feared what she represented. In the royal court of Delhi, power was not soft. It was steel, strategy, bloodline, and survival. Princes were raised to command armies. Nobles measured every word. One mistake could turn an ally into an enemy. And in that world, Iltutmish saw something unusual in his daughter. Razia was not raised only to decorate the palace. She observed court politics. She learned administration. She understood command. While others saw a daughter, Iltutmish saw a mind fit for rule. When he left Delhi for military campaigns, Razia was trusted with responsibility. She saw petitions. She listened to officials. She understood that a throne was not just a seat of power, it was a place where every decision carried a cost. And when Iltutmish looked at his sons, he saw weakness. When he looked at Razia, he saw a ruler. But after his death in 1236, the court did what courts often do when power is threatened. It ignored ability and protected tradition. The nobles placed her brother, Ruknuddin Firuz, on the throne. He had the advantage Razia did not. He was a man, but the kingdom soon felt the difference between inheritance and leadership. Disorder grew. The palace became poisoned by influence and cruelty. The people of Delhi began to understand what the nobles had refused to admit. The best successor had been pushed aside. Then Razia made her move. She did not whisper from behind palace walls. She stepped into the public eye. She appealed to the people, to the soldiers, to the city itself, and Delhi answered. The same streets that had watched her rejected now became the ground of her return. Razia rose to the throne, but she did something even more dangerous than becoming ruler. She ruled like one. She did not hide behind a screen. She appeared in public. She wore royal robes associated with kingship. The turban, the sword, the courtly dress, these were not fashion choices. They were political statements. Every time she entered the court unveiled, she was saying, "I am not here as a symbol. I am here as sovereign." Coins carried her name. Orders carried her will. The throne room filled with men who bowed because protocol demanded it, but their hearts resisted. Their eyes watched her carefully. Their silence was not respect, it was calculation. At first, her strength held the kingdom together. She listened, she governed, she showed discipline. And that made her more dangerous, because a weak woman on the throne might have been controlled. A capable woman on the throne had to be removed. The Turkish nobility, especially the powerful elite often remembered as the Council of 40, saw her rule as an insult to the order they believed belonged to them. To obey her was to admit that leadership did not belong only to men. So they attacked what they could, not her intelligence, not her courage, her reputation. Jamal ud-Din Yaqut, an Abyssinian officer whom Razia trusted and elevated, became the perfect weapon for her enemies. Whether he was simply loyal, politically useful, or personally close to her, mattered less than what her rivals could make people believe. They turned politics into scandal. They turned loyalty into suspicion. They turned a ruler's choice into a woman's shame. And in a court hungry for her downfall, rumors traveled faster than truth. Then came Bathinda. Malik al-Tunya, a governor and former ally, rebelled. Razia rode out to confront him, leaving Delhi behind. It was a necessary move, but it placed her away from the heart of her power, and her enemies seized the moment. In the chaos, Yakut was killed. The man whose name had been used to stain her reputation now became the blood on the road to her ruin. Razia was captured and imprisoned in Bathinda fort. Behind stone walls, she must have understood the scale of the betrayal. Delhi was not waiting for her return. The nobles had already moved. Her brother, Muizuddin Bahram Shah, was raised to the throne in her place. To the nobles, the political order had been restored. A woman had ruled. Now men would restore the order. But Razia was not finished. Her marriage to Al-Tunya is often turned into romance, but in the colder light of power, it looks more like survival. An alliance, a last chance, a political bridge built from desperation. Together, Razia and Al-Tunya marched toward Delhi. But a throne is not reclaimed by courage alone. Armies need numbers. Nobles need incentives. Soldiers need belief. And Razia's support was fading. The march became slower. The ranks became thinner. The dream of return began to collapse. And so we arrive again near Kaithal, October 1240. Razia, once Sultan of Delhi, stands at the edge of history with almost nothing left except the dignity of having tried. Some say she and Al-Tunya were robbed and killed while fleeing. Others say they were murdered by forces loyal to her enemies. The exact details remain uncertain, but the meaning is clear. Razia did not fall because she lacked courage. She fell because courage alone could not defeat a political world determined to make her authority impossible. Her story leaves behind 3 lessons. The first leadership lesson is this: competence alone does not protect a leader from prejudice. Sometimes, capability makes existing power structures even more afraid. The second lesson: authority must often be seen before it is accepted. Razia's robes, her sword, her public presence, even her coins all declared that she belonged on the throne. And the final lesson: leaders who lose control of the narrative often lose power long before they lose the battlefield. In the end, Razia Sultana was not just the first woman to rule Delhi. She was a mirror held up to power, and what power saw in that mirror terrified it. A woman who did not ask permission to lead. If this story moved you, there are more like it on this channel. Subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.